Voula, I want to say a huge hello to you. It has been many years since we last saw each other, and I believe it was pre-COVID, and it was on the grounds of Alphington Grammar. So, welcome to the KK Factor. First of all,
You?
how are you?
I am pretty good, actually. I'm just recovering because, as a teacher, Alphington Grammar, as a teacher, we went for a 10-day Vietnam trip with the
Oh,
year nines and tens,
wow.
which is a huge responsibility. It was pretty full on, but it was absolutely an amazing experience. I loved
I
it.
bet it
Very
was. I
hot,
bet it
very
was.
humid. But yeah, it was actually, I was very blessed to have the opportunity, to be honest. So yeah, it was great. So
And it
just
would have been
recovering now, jet lag. And,
jet lag, I get it.
yeah.
But it's rewarding for you too, because you've been a teacher for what, over 20 years? How many
Over
years
35.
over 35 years? There you go. Is it 20 years in Alphington?
22 maybe at Alphington, and then I've taught, it brings us back. I'll give you a little history. So I
So,
went to school in Brunswick, so Brunswick Primary, Brunswick East High. When I graduated, I was actually a liaison officer for the three primary schools plus Brunswick East High, which is not there anymore.
okay.
And in the meantime, I was teaching lots of Greek schools, Saturday mornings, Friday nights, which in Brunswick and
Bravo.
Coburg. So I've actually probably been teaching since my first year at uni. Long time,
Wow.
long
And
time.
now you're going to do a
Yeah.
whole career change that we're going to talk about. But let's just go back to Alphington Grammar. I believe that Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Niku, although she's very proud of you and what you're going to do now, I'm sure that she's also saddened that you're going to be leaving the school because,
No, I don't
you've
leave the
been,
school. This is
you're still gonna,
no,
you're
it's
still
not a
going to?
full-time job. Yeah, I'm still at school.
Wow.
This is a part-time thing on the side. It's
That
not a
is
full-time job
excellent.
being a counselor. Yeah. If you
That is
become
so good.
an MP, yes, but no. These are little steps.
A little step to getting to
And
become the mayor in view of becoming a mayor.
well, you never know. I don't know. That depends on who votes on you,
Who
really. But
votes?
and the mayor does it for a year, so no, I would not leave the school. I love the school. Not yet. Not ready to retire yet. But this would be a little added on part. So I'm part time. I split the school like this. I'm 0.75 over 5 days, so I'm not full time. So I do have that flexibility, and that's a bit of spare time. So this would be something that you do at night and in your own time, which I'm a big networker anyway. So with Alphington
Yeah.
Grammar, I've been president of the Parents and Friends Association for a while now
Yep.
because I do network. I guess I'm just blessed. I have that rapport and I just talk to everybody. And so Dr. Niku, yes, has me as president again. I think it's the third year.
Well,
And
that
we do a lot of
speaks a
events and
thousand
stuff.
words, doesn't it?
So this is just
And
an added on. No, it's not. I'm
okay,
not changing my career. No,
okay.
not
And you're a
particularly.
mum.
No, not.
And you're a mum.
I am a single parent. Yes, I
Yep.
have been for the last 10, 11 years. Yes, so I am a mum to a 19-year-old who graduated from Alphington Grammar. He was there from
Wow.
pre-prep. So I was blessed to have him near me, never missed a
It
day
is
of things,
so
especially in
good.
primary school, which was a bonus. And now he's at Melbourne Uni first year.
So the
Yeah.
reason why I wanted to ask that is because I want to
Mm-hmm.
show women out there how inspiring it is to have someone like yourself, a single mum, full-time teacher, running for local council, and you're part of other committees as well that we'll touch on
Yeah.
shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
wanted to show that because um, I was once a bit of a candidate to promote women to go into local council. We need more women. And then when we
Mm-hmm.
saw what happened during COVID, and there was a lot of reshuffling in Parliament because a lot of things came out back then with bullying, women weren't treated with respect, and things have changed. A lot of things have changed,
Mm-hmm.
including now with Jacinta Allen being the Premier. I think women need to step up and not just stay at home and feel like, there's so many changes I want to make, but I can't make them. But you actually can. You can be a voice for your community. And that's why I wanted to have you
Yeah.
say that, yes, you're a mum. So you're not just a single woman's got no other responsibilities and I'm doing what I want. It's not like that. And it can be achieved because you're doing it right now.
Well, you're right down my alley because my passion is wellness. So I've been like fit and healthy, trying to be fit and healthy, but into the fitness thing since 19 years old. And a lot of it, I have been issues, whether it came with having anorexia, with an image thing when we were young. And also, I went through breast cancer in 2013.
I'm sorry to
And
hear
I'm
that. I
always,
didn't know that.
and I would, oh, it's all good. I don't look back to it. It's great, and I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people. So I'm all into which is one thing that I would like to do is start up like a women's circle or have women, because we've grown up with a stigma. And
Yes, we
people
have.
don't talk about the issues, and there's
That is
so
so
many
true.
mental health issues now, and I see it with the kids, but with our generation is, oh my God, you can't talk about that. And
That's
I want to
right.
break that pattern. So that is another thing that hopefully within the council and, you know, connecting with people in my suburb and beyond, that we can start something like that as well and help out a lot of people that still do hide behind things,
That's
unfortunately.
exactly right. Yes, you're so
Yeah.
right there. And I feel that once you
Mm-hmm.
start all your campaigning and everything, it'll be good to be open up and speak to women while you're there. You know, have them network
Yeah.
with you, form your team, you know, with all the
Yeah.
women out there, because we need that. I think a lot of people need
100%.
that. And I think in actual
Yep.
fact, COVID has made a lot of changes and it has opened up
Mm.
the opportunities for women because everything seems to be run by men, and not that I've got anything against men, but
Mm.
it's really good to see you. So
Yeah.
bravo, Sikaritiria, and I really wish you all the
That's
very,
all.
very
Thanks.
best. It's a
Thank you.
great, Brunswick is a great area. So I'm on this side of the Yarra, but my partner was from that side of the Yarra. In saying
Yeah.
that, Brunswick has come such a long way from many, many years. It is now ranked
Mm-hmm.
one of the coolest neighborhoods in the world. And that is because of the
Mm.
live music venues, the wine bars,
Smart.
you're
Yeah.
6 kilometers from Melbourne, the CBD. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's changing. Traditionally, you know, it was just a working class area with a lot of Greeks, and there's still a lot of Greeks there, and Italians. But now it's
Yeah.
becoming a bit more bohemian culture, so to speak, with strong
Yeah.
arts and
Yeah.
the live music scenes.
Mm.
So I think you're stepping into a role at a good time. But as we previously did speak, there's still a lot of things that need to be upgraded
Yeah.
and many changes, especially when you're looking down at your children when they grow up
Yeah.
and if they choose to stay in Brunswick, it'll just be even more vibrant. So you're running
Mm.
for
It's a
Mary
Randazzo
Beck
Ward,
Award.
Marybeck. Yeah,
Yes, Mary
Marybeck
Beck
City
Ward.
Council now.
Yes.
Previous known as it's Marybeck City Council, previously known as Moreland.
Yes.
And way beyond that, of course, in Brunswick, it was the Brunswick City Council. Now they've got, just to give a little picture, there are 11 wards in Marybeck now, so things have changed. So it's not just like we had wills in the past, for example. So
It's
there are
becoming more
four little,
manageable.
yes, and there are four little parts in Brunswick, and I'm doing the Randazzo Ward, which is yes, like this rectangle where I live, where I've been born and bred. So it's my ward,
Yeah.
and I know it pretty well. And like you said, yes, it is changing. Most of it for good, but not. It hasn't all been good, because when you've grown up
You've
from
seen it all.
day dot and you've lived in the streets and you've walked the streets,
Yeah.
you get to see a different picture. So, and it's changed a lot. The demographics have been changing over the decades, and now, yes, it is vibrant. It is amazing, but there are little things that I think need a bit of adjusting.
I
Just
totally
to put
agree
it in my,
with you there. Now, I like
yeah.
how you said my ward. And I think
Well,
that would
yeah,
obviously stem because of the history, because you've got your parents, 1956 came to Brunswick, and
mm-hmm.
you're all there. You're all contributed to building your Vasilis a church, the Sparta Place.
Yeah,
So it makes a lot of sense when you just comfortably come
mm.
out and say my ward, because you
Yeah,
have, yeah, your family has been part of that ward. Well, Amor,
yeah.
tell me, going back to just when you were teaching,
Mm-hmm.
where did it start where you decided I'm going to run council? There's got to be a
Well,
pivoting point that made you think about
there
it.
was. I was helping my friend who's a counsellor now in the last two goes that she had in the campaign. I kind of thought about it 4 years ago, but I thought, yeah, I wasn't 100%. But this time around, like following her and probably following the council a little bit more, because I'm not really a political person, and I
A
like to
local
believe that
council, yeah, local council to let people
shouldn't
know they
be.
don't. Yeah, it's not really a political
Well, it shouldn't
role.
be, but this is the thing, it has become. So with COVID
Yeah,
and the lockdowns, etc., Look, I'm a person that believes in freedom of choice, and I find that some of our freedom was gone. So it made me really, I'm a bit of a rebel. And then I realized that some of the parties have their agendas and have lost their way, and they're not really
I was just going to
focusing
say that,
on
yeah.
local. They're not focusing local. You know what? It should not be political. We should not be causing, let's just say, animosity between different communities and
You need to work
disagreements.
together. You need to work together.
Yes.
And I've been
what's our
always
focus?
saying that.
You know, fix the footpath so people can walk and don't trip over. Clean up the place a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time you came down here, but Lygon Street is just fabulous compared to Sydney Road, some of it. And,
There has been a lot
you
of
know,
money
we
poured
need to,
into Lygon Street.
yes,
But
so
in
we need
saying
to now,
that, yeah,
yeah,
but in saying that, because Lygon Street has been well known for its restaurants, Brunswick has now stepped up, but you still got Sydney Road that gives you a
yeah,
really bad image when you drive there. It's like, I prefer to be on the other side of the Yarra. But then you go into Brunswick and it's like, oh, wow, like where are we
and
now, you know?
but it is wow because you walk out and there's hidden things everywhere and
Everywhere.
there's so much variety and buzz. And we go out all the time. We love to go bar hopping or try restaurants and walk.
Yeah.
The other thing is, though, a lot of people, when I tell them come to Brunswick, they say, yeah, sure, but we have an hour parking on Sydney or Lygon Street, and by the time you walk in, you've got to walk out. So there are issues with
Exactly.
parking.
So
That's
that's a
another
major
issue.
one. I think that, yeah, you've got to do
Yeah,
that to bring more people from the southern areas into
the other
Brunswick.
suburbs.
The other side, that's right,
Yeah,
because an hour
yes.
is just not enough. And
It's not
I
enough for
don't,
us.
yeah, and I don't
And that,
understand because they did it with the Paran, Chapel Street, lost a
yeah.
lot of people because of the parking issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand why the local community um, aren't being waived from that 1 hour parking. It's like down here, you've got the beaches, but if you're in the area of the beach, you don't have to be only 1 hour or 2 hour parking for the beach. You're allowed to stay all day because you've got your little sticker. So I don't understand if you
Yeah,
can make if you can accommodate the beach people, why can't you accommodate the
yeah.
people in Brunswick where they can park wherever?
Yeah, or at least make it 2-3 hours because we need people to come in because we've got fantastic businesses, right? And you want them to come in to help with the cost of living here. You want them with the
Yes,
economy. We want to bring people in. We've got amazing art and music happening.
that's right.
The murals that are going up are fantastic. So it is very arty and it's different to a lot of other suburbs.
It
But
is.
how do we keep them here? How do we entice them to come? And how do we get people also to buy homes and live in homes rather than just renting?
That's right. That's exactly right.
So,
So
yeah.
we know you're not there with an agenda. Some people do have an agenda, a political agenda. I'm hoping your agenda will be, I'm getting in there, I'm going to make the changes, the people are going to support me, the local people, and eventually I'll be mayor. So I'm hoping that's where I'm going to see you one day. But as we're saying now, you are running to be the candidate and we need people to believe in you. So tell
Yeah.
me what else, other than the parking, what other changes do you want to make?
Well, look, it doesn't need a lot of changes, but what it does, for example, there's a lot of graffiti around, and I walk around and you see murals, and I'm thinking, well, if we could offer our spaces, and I actually just walked down the road today, and there's a huge building, so that where the house is, the wall, and it's all graffitied, and I'm thinking, if you could offer that wall to the artists here, as some do, and paint murals, then it kind of deters. Because it's like a little art law or
Yeah,
something you don't touch. So the graffiti reduces. The other thing is it's not all lit up and very safe. Neighborhood watch, I would like to kick off a neighborhood watch. And I've talked to my locals because I grew up in the streets and yet now I don't know all my neighbors. And it's really
okay.
sad. So, you don't feel as safe. It does need more lighting up, does need a few more cameras, I guess. But you just want to feel safe and you want to feel that your community and you can
Yeah,
kind of rely on them when you go away. Like I have my neighbors that are great, but I don't know all the people across the road or up the road like I used to. We've lost that connection.
that connection. Do you
So
think,
that's another thing.
but
Yep.
now that you're going to run run, you're going to be out campaigning.
Mhm.
And I'm guessing you've probably got a list of different ways to campaign and create groups of people to come and meet you because you do speak
Yeah,
fluent English, you do speak fluent Greek. Have you got any
yeah.
other languages underneath that I don't know?
Unfortunately, no, maybe un po' Italiano,
Oh,
just a
that's okay.
little bit.
That's fine,
Not
Una.
much,
That's not a no
not much
problem.
at all.
No, well, you
Yeah,
do have that ethnic
yeah,
community there, so it's
yeah.
good, and you will be able to speak to the elderly and other people that are voting. That
But not only
ne-
that, we've become a very multicultural society. If you
we
walk
have,
down Cinderella, well, there's a lot of young people. There are a lot of young people that have come, and you hear a whole lot of different languages, and we can
yeah,
all relate to the cultures because we have the European culture. But not only that, I grew up with a lot of cultures here. It wasn't
yeah,
even the school. It wasn't like spot the wog that they used to say in some areas. We were a lot of Greeks, Italians, Maltese,
yeah.
lots of backgrounds. So this is what Brunswick has always been. So
And your
yeah.
parents, what do they
Yeah.
think about this whole campaign?
My parents have passed away,
I'm sorry.
unfortunately. Yes. So
Okay,
that's
so
bad.
aunties, uncles, people around you.
Yeah, there's a few left still. Yeah. And the ones I talk to, you know what? Their main thing is that their rates are going up and yet they're not really seeing value for
Thing.
money. Okay. So and I even went to the Cretan luncheon today with the seniors and had a chat to them. And they said, the rates will go up, not go up. And I thought, yes, okay. Because they can't see that their rates are spent wisely. Just
So the
to put it.
council's
So we
not
need.
transparent. They're not sending out flyers
They're
or
not always transparent and honest, of
communicating.
course not.
This is
That's
this
it.
is how
So
much money we've put into this, and this is what we're
no,
doing.
no, they don't show everything. No, and unless you also IT savvy a bit, and you get onto their websites and you follow their social media, etc., which the elderly are certainly not going to do. Even people, even my age, like if I'm so busy and I'm on laptops and I'm teaching and I'm running around doing things and I'm doing things for my son and for myself and my home and my dogs, I don't have time to go searching every website and social media. Okay, so there is transparency missing, especially when they want to do surveys and stuff, because there's a lack of communication. I have
Yep.
actually joined the Connectors program of Marybeck.
Tell me about the
Just
Connectors program.
so this is where they have people from different cultures communicating to their residents and their communities with different things that are happening, like what's happening on Thursday morning, for example. There's a seniors forum,
Yes.
safety from the police. I do all the Greek, connect with my
Okay.
people.
So the leaders of all these little teams or
Yeah.
committees then will come to you, and then you guys
Yeah,
will
or
talk
I
about
go
it,
to them.
or
No,
you
I
go
go
to
to them.
them.
I reach out. So
Okay.
I'm the connecting, I'm the connector. So that's why it's called the connectors
And
program.
soon to
So
be the
somebody else
voice.
would do it. The voice for
Yeah,
them, and also the communicator. So hey, this is what's happening, blah blah blah, etc., which is great. So regardless of what happens with council, if I don't get in, I will continue with this because you're networking with your people. And don't
that's
forget, we
right.
also have a lot of people that have migrated that are not elderly, but they don't speak the English language very well. And there are a lot of
That's
Greeks that
so
came
true.
here during COVID as well. So it's not just about the elderly. And there are a lot of people, like I said, that you hear them, they're not speaking English. They're speaking their French, they're speaking their,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Colombians, there's Mexicans. They're all down here in Brunswick. They can't communicate 100% in English and understand everything either. So we
So,
really need these connected programs.
okay, so with the connecting programs and with people
Mhm.
that don't speak English or Greek, will you be able to, during your campaign, have somebody, an interpreter with you or different interpreters when you go and target the different communities within Brunswick? How will you
Yeah,
reach
I
out
can
to
have my
these people?
friends. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
my friends that may speak to them. Yeah. So the Connectors program is nothing with my campaign. That's a Marybeck Council program. And they
Okay.
have all different, so like if there's something going out, they translate it. So they have that. So that's a separate thing. For me, if I need to, I have friends that speak different languages and they're happy to support me and come with me.
So that will be
So
part of your
far,
team.
it's and that will be part of my team. So kind of working. And also, like I help my friend who's in West Brunswick. She doesn't speak Greek. I'll do the translating for her. She'll get a flyer
Bravo.
out, etc. So we work together because we're all independent. So the independents, we're not a party. We are individuals. And some people have said, "Oh, it's a party." No, we're individuals. Um, representing ourselves, but we do work as a team because our
That's right.
values and what we want are very similar.
And
We
in
might not
line.
agree on everything, but the gist of it is pretty much the same. So we're working as a team, helping each other. It's all about teamwork anyway. You can't do
That
anything without teamwork.
that's exactly right. Now, with the council and transparency, do you think as a female candidate, will you be able to push through those boundaries and sit them down and say, okay, where is this money going?
Well, there are a
I
lot
need
of
to see
females.
it.
Our council has a lot of females. They're quite dynamic actually. So I don't think that's an issue at all. There are
Good.
quite a few females on, and they're doing a great job as far as speaking out and
That's fantastic to hear.
presenting. Yeah. That's not an issue in our council, and in a lot of them now. Like you said, women have become stronger, more dynamic. They're educated. They know what they want. They're speaking out. Yes,
Yeah.
that's not an issue at all. Yeah.
Bravo, Vula. Now, outside of this, tell me some of your passions.
My passions is fitness.
Yeah, fitness, we
Okay,
know
so
that.
my
And you,
friends call
yeah,
me gym
wellness.
junkie, whatever, and I like to a lot of it, like if you see it from my Insta page or whatever, and I've kept the same one so people can see who I really am. I like to get some older people getting into a bit of weight training and resistance, because as we get
Fantastic.
older, our bone
Yeah.
density goes and balance. And my other one is volunteering. So I've done lots of volunteering. Very special kids. We just got our 10-year certificate. I've also done Alana and Madeline. I've done lots of fundraising events, which I love doing within the school, but
That
outside
is
the
so good.
school.
Yeah.
Muscular dystrophy, Duchenne's. We've done for Make a Wish. We've done. There are heaps of them anyway. They're all on my LinkedIn and my pages. That's a passion. I would just love doing that.
Bravo, Vula.
It's all voluntarily, and I'm with the Peliconian committee, a volunteer committee member.
Well,
Where
that's how
we
you're
do a lot of
building your
events.
network as well, even doing
Yes.
voluntary work.
But regardless, before I even thought of this, we do. We just had a disco a couple of months ago, sold out, and we
Nice.
cater for all. It's not a Peliconian thing. You don't have to be a Spartan. People there are lots of mixed marriages, so we've got to keep that in mind. It's not a Greek thing. It's a multicultural thing.
Yeah.
And for all ages, and the disco was sold out. It was just brilliant. So we're planning, I think, a Latin night coming up soon.
Nice. Very
Yes.
nice. I'm going to
Yeah.
throw you out with a question that we didn't touch on earlier. I want to just talk
Okay.
about mental health. That's a big thing for me at the moment.
Mhm.
Mental health is on the rise, and we're going to be there and look out for each other. How
Yeah.
do you deal with your mental health? How do you look after Vula? Because
Good
remember,
question.
even with the campaigning, there'll be stressful moments.
Yeah.
It's not a smooth riding thing. You work hard to campaign.
Yeah.
And there's going to be times when you will be stressed and things will clash with home life. So how will you look after Vula
Life
other
always
than
has stresses. Well, I'll tell you what I've done. After I was diagnosed, I made a commitment to myself that I will work on myself, and I did a lot of personal development. I did counselling to
Bravo,
work out
Vula?
past traumas and stuff. Okay,
Bravo.
EMDR therapy, but I've done a lot of reading, listening, and talking to mentors. I have a mentor, an older mentor. I have a couple. I have a very good friend who's a psychologist, and we talk. And with school as well, I'm very focused on the well-being. So what I learned, teach my kids and teach them about life skills, etc., and do the
Bravo,
breathing and all that.
Vula.
So I've done this for years because I believe that if you don't grow, you can't help anybody else to grow.
Exactly. That is
So
so true.
that's yes. And,
Yes, you're
we
definitely
all
a
have our
dynamic.
ups and downs.
Yeah, you're definitely a dynamic woman. I like everything I'm hearing. I think it's
Well,
fantastic.
I've jumped a lot of hurdles in my life. We all have stories to tell,
We
and
do.
I had to be strong. I had to be a survivor, not only for myself but for my child. And I guess
Well, you're the role model as well.
he's my oxygen, yes. So I'm a role model as well, and I brought him into this earth. My thing is, you bring somebody to. It's my choice now to give him the best that I can.
That's right.
And I do that with my students as well. And this is why I'm also want to be focused on more youth programs within our area, because mental health has gone and I know you see it at school now when the kids have come back, and there are so many issues, and there's so much anxiety and stress from kids to their parents. It's gone off. It's actually, yeah. So anybody who's a teacher will agree with me, will see this at schools because it's so evident there. Yeah.
Bravo, Vula. Now I'm just going to let everybody know that you can be followed. Facebook, it's Voula Allimonos, Randazzo, Brunswick. Instagram, Voula Allimonos Brunswick. Twitter at V Allimonos, LinkedIn, Voula Allimonos. Have I covered everything?
I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, I have a bit of a TikTok there, but I haven't put. I think it says Superwoman or Wonder Woman or
Oh,
something. But
something like that. That's very appropriate. I like it.
something like
I
that.
like
My
it.
son, when I say, "Oh, blah blah blah," something, and he says, "Yeah," but he goes, "But you're Superwoman," and I went,
Isn't
"Well, I
that
can't."
wonderful
Yeah,
that your child looks at
that's
you
his
like
motto.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely a
yeah,
role model. So look out all the
yeah.
women that go after him. And, when that age comes and the girls are after him, you're going to be looked upon as, are you at my mother's level? That's how it works.
Yeah, geez. Well, yeah. Well, no, I have my downfalls today. He was telling me what my downfalls are too, so it's okay. We have a really good
Well, he's keeping it real.
relationship. We talk about things. He says, yeah, just and I'm thinking, oh, am I my mother right now? Greeks that you brought
Yeah,
up a lot of negativity. I don't like to be negative, and I'm a realist with a positive touch to it. So I like to think,
yeah,
and like I say to my kids, there's a solution to every problem, and that's how I like to look at life because I think there is a solution to every problem. Apart, of course, my parents have been through terminal cancer. Well, there's not really a solution there, but generally, I think there are solutions to every problem that exists.
I totally agree with you. And it's good to be positive, and optimistic, and that's the best way we need to be through life.
You
Well,
have to.
Amul, I wish you all the very, very best with the campaign. And I do honestly want to see you one day as mayor. So I don't know how you're going to incorporate that with
It's one step at a
teaching,
time.
but
One
you're
step
going to
at
have
a
to
time.
make a decision.
Ooh, as a mayor, they might have to get me out from teaching.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm nearing the retirement age there anyway, so it's okay. Everything falls. I believe that everything happens when the time is right. I really
Exactly.
do believe that. So yeah.
Well, Amul,
Anyway,
thank you
thank
so,
you.
so
Thank
much for your
you, Maria.
time.
Thank you, Rula. Rula, 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 yeah.
And agapi.
And I got